So, good morning everyone. I am the next reporter of Group 5 and my topic is about meta-cognitive strategies. So, meta-cognitive strategies are important because they help learners become aware of their learning process and take control of their learning process function. So, meta-cognitive strategies can be seen in the field of education and teaching. So we have the three main techniques. We have the planning, monitoring, and evaluating. So our first meta-cognitive strategies is number one, ask questions. So ask questions during formal courses and in post-training activities. Ask questions that allow learners to reflect on their own learning process and strategies. In collaborative learning, ask them to reflect on the role they play when problem solving in teams. So when you ask questions is after sa class or like pag magtuto na ta sa field sa teaching is like after sa class, you need to encourage your students nga mag-ask of questions. So what kind of questions ba? Questions like what methods help you understand this topic? How did you solve that problem with your team? Or on the other hand, sa group work po, you need to encourage learners to think about their own contributions by asking questions like, what was your role in solving this problem? How did you help your teammates? So, pag mag-ask ng questions, these reflections helps them understand their learning process better and recognize how they can improve in the future. Next meta-cognitive strategies, we have foster self-reflection. So, foster self-reflection emphasize the importance of personal reflection during and after learning experiences, encourage learners to critically analyze their own assumptions and how this may have influenced their learning. So, kung ako ibasa is, makita na rin siya sa PDF sa pen. So, when it fosters self-reflection, important din siya for learners to take time to think about their own experiences during and after learning. So, since the ask question is encouraging po na to ang learners or ang students to ask themselves questions like, what did I learn from this? Or did I have any assumptions that affected how I understood the material? Or what is confusing me and why? What specific aspects am I struggling with? What strategies am I using to learn this material and are they effective? So by reflecting on their own thoughts and beliefs, learners can see how these ideas might have shaped their learning. This process helps them grow and change their perspective, making it easier for them to learn in the future. So next meta-cognitive strategies, we have encourage self-questioning. So encourage self-questioning, foster independent learning by asking learners to generate their own questions and answer them to enhance comprehension. The questions can be related to meeting their personal goals. So this is the encourage self-questioning. We can help learners become more independent by encouraging them to come up with their own questions about what they are learning. For example, they can ask themselves, what do I do to achieve with this topic? Or what do I need to understand better? Once they have their questions, they should try to answer them on their own. So, pag makahima sila sa pag-generate questions, pwede na po nila i-answer ako yapon. Sila na yung mag-answer sa ibang kaugalingon. So, this practice helps deepen their understanding and makes learning more personal and meaningful. Next, meta-cognitive strategies, teach strategies directly. So, example is imagine you're learning how to bake a cake. So pag mag-bake a cake, hindi na po pwede na ihatag na din mo ang instructions dito or ihatag na din mo ang ingredients dito. So, inakalan mo po na as an creator or like as a guide nila, kailangan po na tutuanan po sila sa cakes. Kung saan nila ang process, this is like, nagkaroon sila ingredients dito. Yes, we don't just give you information, we actually show you how to learn and think about that information. So it's not just about the ingredients or kung ano I convert ang ingredients sa other term is the information, but also about the best way to use them, make them and learn from the process. This helps you become more effective and independent learner in the long run. Next metacognition is number 5, how to promote autonomous learning. So this means that once someone knows a little about a subject, give them hard tasks to do. So, kanang learners, pinagalan siya mag-improve. For example, na siya sa step 1 din. Kabalo na siya sa pag-answer, kabalo na siya sa himuon. Hindi pwede nga, magbalik-balik na siya sa step 1. Kinahanglan mo, proceed siya sa step 2. So, kinahanglan, ang mga task niya yung handles to learners is magka-challenge. Hindi mo siyang mas challenging para mag-improve sila. Dili sila pabilin sa kanang step 1 or kinahanglan, mabot sila mas grow sila. Mas develop ang ilang learning. Next, metacognitive strategies is provide access to mentors. So, dapat yung uban na mga learners na mas gusto nila na nasa like mentors or nasa like guide. Diba, mas makakatun man tawag better kung na mas knowledgeable others or like na mas expert pa or mas master pa lang ang field. So, it would be easier if ang mga novice or like mga beginner in the field or like new in the field is not like mentors to guide nila and mas better ang learning. Next, we have solve problems with a team. So, nakita yung uban na learners na mas gusto ka ng group work, teamwork. So, mas makakatun sila better, ana. So, lalo na kung tayo na solve problems with the team. Next, we have think aloud. Teach learners how to think aloud and report your thoughts while performing a difficult task. So, analytical partners identify how team or individual can use this approach for increased self-awareness during learning. Another approach to thinking aloud is the working out approach. So, today, ang mga learners natin is while performing a task, kailangan niya dapat sila report about sa task or na sila express about sa task kung giyon sa nila or basta na sila yung mga sayop ang dapat knowledgeable others na correct nila or mag-guide sila sa mga mistakes na kailangan nila salungon or like ilang ayukon. Next, we have self-explanation. So self-explanation in writing or speaking can help learners improve their comprehension of a difficult subject. So maling some self-explanation, learners can express themselves through writing or speaking. Depende na nila kung ano sila mas gusto, writing ba or speaking. Last one, the metacognitive strategies provide opportunities for making errors. way, and experience is the best teacher man yun. So, okay na siya pag-make errors, provide opportunities for making errors. Basta pag maka-remove ng mistakes, is na po tayo learning, ana. So, and that would be all sa meta-cognitive strategies. Next, we have the bonus thinking hacks. So, the six thinking hacks is a tool developed by Edward de Bono to help people think more effectively and consider different perspectives. Each hat represents a different mode of thinking. So, by wearing different hats, individuals or teams can approach problems from various angles, leading to more comprehensive and innovative solutions. So, during siya ni Edward de Bono, so pag suot daw tayo mga thinking hats is natin mga tagsatag sa role na atong i-perform. Ang first hat na to is white hat. So, siya facts, very white hat is about facts, information and data, neutral and objective, what do I know, or how well I get the info I need. So, the white hat way of thinking is simply about gathering facts and information objectively. First, check what information you already have and identify any gaps in your knowledge. So, pag gusto ka na hat, for example, in a team, ang inyong focus or role duty mo is mag-gather of information data or mag-identify any gaps in your knowledge. You seek out the missing information from reliable sources. So, nag-focus duty siya sa facts without adding your opinions or biases. You didn't siya pwede yung expressing how you think or you feel. This white hat is all about information, data, and facts. So, we have questions that are related to white hat. First, we have, what do we know about the situation? What data or information do we need? Or what are the facts? Next, thinking hat, we have the red hat. So, the what siya, express siya sa feelings, intuition, hunches, my feelings right now, no reasons are given. So, the red hat is all about feelings and intuition. It's like asking yourself, how do I feel about this? How do I feel about this topic? How do I feel about this lesson? Or what's my gut telling me? So you don't need to explain why you feel that way. Dili na daw pinahalagan mo nga explain nga daw ma-feel na nimo. It's just about identifying and expressing your opinions and instincts. It's also about considering how others might feel about the situation, even if you don't fully understand their reasoning. So pag magsuot ka din na red hat naman is all about your feelings. Kung sa'yo mong na-feel sa lesson or sa'yo mong na-feel sa topic. Then, dapat tayo questions related adding na hat. So, how do I feel about this? What are my instincts telling me? And what emotions are involved? So, next we go to thinking hats. We have the black hat, which is about caution, critical thinking, why something may not work. So, the black hat is about negative tension. So, the black hat is all about being cautious and critical. It's like playing devil's advocate. You look for potential problems and weaknesses in a plan or idea. So, yung black hat is kung negative ang imong rules sa team or like express ka mga weaknesses sa inyong plan and potential problems. You ask questions like what could go wrong or what might this, what if dili siya mag-work? No, it's about identifying risks and challenges but to prepare for them and make a better decision. It helps. So, natin yung mga questions na related ani lahat. We have the what are the potential risks, what could go wrong, and what are the downsides of glass. Next, six taking hats. We have the benefits. The yellow hat. It expresses optimism, positive, plus points, logical reasons are given. So the yellow hat focuses on the positive aspects. So kung black hat focuses on the negative aspect, sa yellow hat we have the optimism, meaning positivity. So focuses on the positive aspects and benefits of a plan or idea. It's all about optimism and looking for the good things that could happen. So one of mga questions na we're going to ask, what are the advantages? Why could this work well? What benefits can we gain? What's positive about this? So it helps maintain a positive attitude and encourages creative thinking by focusing on the potential success and opportunities. Next, we have the green hat. This expresses creativity, ideas, alternatives, possibilities, and lateral thinking. So the green hat is all about brainstorming and creative thinking. It's about generating new ideas, exploring different possibilities, and thinking outside the box. So pag nasa team, ang iyong role is green hat, dapat creative ka at nagkagal ng mga ideas na ikaw mag-present for your group. Even if you don't consider yourself creative, the green hat encourages you to try and come up with alternatives and new approaches. So it's a safe space to let your imagination run wild and generate innovative solutions. So, mga questions are related. What new ideas can we generate? What alternatives can we explore? And how can we improve this? So the last hat we'll be talking about is the blue hat, which is the process, thinking about thinking and planning for action. So the blue hat is the control hat. It's not about a specific idea, but about the thinking process itself. It helps organize your thoughts, plan how to use the other hats. This blue hat is like an organized job. Kung saan pag-use ng mga other hats, saan pag-use ng data, mga feelings, black hat, yellow hat, and a creativity hat. And figure out the best way to move forward. It's about planning the steps needed to implement an idea. So our questions related to the blue hat is how will we do this and in what order? What steps should we take next? How can we organize our thoughts? And what's the plan? So that would be all. Thank you.